Hello.
Hallelujah.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Praise
God.
the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Today we are starting with our continuation of the Betrothed series, and the Lord led us to some scriptures today. We'll start with the about godly marriages, purpose and its purpose, the purpose of godly marriages. So we found some scriptures. Maybe you want to start with the...
Who are we? Do we have new subscribers?
Thank you very much for subscribing to our channel, to our show. You are welcome, and please continue to do so. Share it. So that we can reach more people. It's important. The Lord has instructed us, and we want to get forward with you together, and also enable you to get forward, so that you can find your purpose, that you can find your godly marriage, that you can find your godly partner.
I'm laughing because Omami still has not introduced us.
Yeah.
Why we're in uniform.
This is in fact not the real important part, but we are Mr. Dörbele and Mrs. Dörbele, coming to you from Adornment.
Yes.
Yeah. So
why are we dressed the same? The new viewers.
Yes, we are. We wear our some people say uniforms, but we are not. We are soldiers for the Lord.
Yes, amen.
So we are wearing uniforms.
Yes.
And I mean, it's always an interesting thing if we walk with our common shared dress in the town. It does not even matter if it's in Germany or if it's in Kenya. The people just look at us and what's that? White and black with the same dress. That's funny, yeah. So people sometimes wave at us. Sometimes they laugh. Sometimes they come to us, ask us, where are you from? What's this? And so this always gives opportunity. I mean, to share a bit, and to share the joy of being together.
Amen.
And this should make the people kind of thinking, what is this? What about marriages, about then of course their own thoughts come up and say, I would like to have such a partnership too,
companion,
and that where a lot of things can start.
Yes, true.
Yeah. So that's about our uniforms.
Yeah, and today the Lord revealed to me that our ministry is flamboyant. Flamboyant. You know what flamboyant means? And no wonder I've chosen this flower is coming out like a flamboyant, exuberant.
But my wife is always a flower and a flamboyant. she is like a sparkling flower everywhere.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm humbled. Yeah. And so today the Lord gave us scripture. The topic, like Mami has said, is purpose, God's purpose for kingdom marriages. Yeah. And today the Lord gave me scripture in Genesis. And before I read it, like we mentioned yesterday, for those who are new here, we suffered earlier in relationships that we sought ourselves. Not
chosen ourselves, and we used our minds.
Yes.
We followed the expectations of our parents, of people close to us, and also of the society.
Yes.
And so we made some bad experiences. Of course, all the bad experiences always have two sides. I mean, they are bad, but they also are a big opportunity to learn and to realize that you may have gone wrong in some part, or also there are opportunities, let's say, to give other people the chance to learn from it. Yeah?
And so, like for our marriage, when the Lord matched us, and He literally did that, we've shared before, but again in future I'm sure it will always come up because that's our testimony. So I'll just give us a little bit of the background. When God matched us, we did not imagine at least I never imagined that God would call me to serve. And so when after my husband married me, under 3 weeks into our relationship, the Lord told me very clearly, and you must wash your husband's feet. And I was showed his legs from the knees downward. And when he came, I washed his feet literally, but he told me he felt that was about submission. But we did not linger on this word. We did not explore further. We took it for granted. But apparently, now looking back, the foundation of our marriage was to be built on this word the Lord gave us. And I must wash my husband's feet.
Yeah. And of course, if now we have a lot of women watching us,
Yeah.
and of course, especially for women here in Europe,
Yeah.
it's kind of ridiculous if you say, "Oh, submit," but it has grave consequences,
Yeah.
and. For example, we went into such mess, as I too. I mean, I'm to blame too, because I thought,
you are to blame bigger. You are the boss.
my wife is talented in business.
Yeah.
She has experiences in them things what you already did, so we can go for this. And we at this time we had no idea about our real calling. And so we said, we can make good money with this, with your talents, with your knowledge already. And so we put money in this in these businesses, and
they failed miserably.
They failed miserably, yeah.
Because God's purpose for the marriage was to serve Him.
Yeah, and intentionally, my I wanted to wait more, but I let me convince from her that I'm already delayed in building my mansion, my maisonette, and I'm already in delay. Other people have already their rural home, and I don't have. So we had to push forward fast.
We did, but we failed miserably.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Lord, when kingdom marriages are for a purpose, God's plan for marriage is with a purpose. So He gave us scripture in Genesis, just to emphasize a bit. Genesis chapter 25. He's giving us one of the purposes that marriages are put together. Now, you may be familiar with the story of how Isaac got married to Rebekah. It was God arranged because He sent His servant and the Lord produced Rebekah. It was awesome. And so in Genesis chapter 25, verse 21, says that Isaac prayed to the Lord on behalf of his wife because she was childless. The Lord answered his prayer, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. Now you see, Rebekah is God had intentioned Rebekah to be the mother of the promised child, Jacob, Israel. And yet, God knew that Rebekah was childless. She was not going to conceive easily. Mm-hmm. But so you see, now she married, God arranged her for Isaac because He knew that Isaac was prayerful and he would be able to pray for Rebekah's conception. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the purposes. Yeah. She was already assigned to be the mother of the promised son, who is Jacob, our father. Yeah. But yet, she was childless. She was suffering the same thing that Sarah, our mother, suffered also. But because of Isaac's prayer, the Lord gave them the twins. We know about Jacob and Esau. Mm-hmm. And then we also in chapter 25, the same chapter 25, verse 28, scripture says that Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau. But Rebekah loved Jacob. You see, if Rebekah went with her emotions, and she being a mother to the two babies who are in her womb at the same time, enabled her to know that Jacob was the promised child. And so her love for her enabled her to help Jacob cheat Esau out of the promise, which was God's intention. Because as you see, Esau was a person who was after his tummy. Scripture says that God hated God hated Esau and he loved Jacob because Esau gave up his inheritance.
His inheritance.
So
he kind of did not value
his inheritance.
God's blessing. Yeah?
Yes. So you see Rebecca and Isaac, they have been put together, but they are even different. But they are there to accomplish a purpose that God started.
Yeah.
Isaac has prayed for Rebecca. Rebecca has had the children. But now Rebecca knows that she must love Jacob more. She must side with Jacob for God's purpose for their marriage to be accomplished. Mm-hmm. Yes, Omami, what do you say about that?
Yeah, we see that God always has a purpose in it. Mm-hmm. And this is it's
very
far,
interesting.
It's far from our human measurements that we say good, bad. This is good, this is just, this is unjust. Mm-hmm. Because you could say how Jacob behaved was somehow unjust against his brother. Mm-hmm. No, I mean to exchange the rate of birth for one meal is kind of cheating. Yeah?
Before even you get there, Jacob and Isaac is married to Rebecca, but they have different thoughts about their children. Yeah. One loves one twin and the other loves the other twin. Yeah. You see, if it was in a regular marriage that God had not arranged, they would be fighting over this already. But you see, because God had arranged it, they had peace with it. And so God's purpose, what was the main thing for them to be together, was accomplished through this difference. Yeah. So it's a marriage with a difference. Yeah. But still God's purpose becomes accomplished.
Yeah, and they did not fight about it.
No, they didn't. Because peace. They were fine with anything that is of God comes with peace. A peace that surpasses human understanding. Yeah. Peace, joy, and love. Just like we live. Omami. So until next time.
Yeah, next time we have an interesting story about this. Yeah, I will tell you about our about the differences and which comes to the unity. Yeah. In the case of our I call it monster chair. An experience we had 2 weeks ago.
See you.
See you soon.
Oh dear. Always a joy to come to you. Yeah. Oh, mommy, this cast of yours.